Hello, and welcome to another episode in our series on how earning $100 a day actually works, brought to you by Take Money Diaries. And this episode is why $100 a day usually comes from stacking, not one job. So, by now in this series, you have seen that $100 a day isn't a beginner starting point. Not all work models can reach it. Platforms cap earnings on purpose. Time versus pay math matters more than effort. Today, we're going to talk about the part that finally makes everything click for most people. Why $100 a day usually comes from stacking, not one perfect job. And when stacking is done correctly, it's not chaotic, it's strategic. Why the one job idea breaks down online. A lot of people assume if I could just find one right platform, I wouldn't need anything else. That logic comes from traditional employment. Online work doesn't function the same way. Most remote platforms are built to limit risk, distribute work, avoid dependency on one worker, and that means even legitimate, well paying platforms often. They have slow days, they have paused projects, they have reduced volume unexpectedly. So relying on one platform for $100 a day is risky, not because it's fake, because it's unstable by design. So what stacking actually means? What is it? What isn't it? And then also what it doesn't. So let's clear that up. Stacking does not mean being on five platforms at once, chasing notifications all day, doing random tasks with no plan. Real stacking means one stable base of predictable income, one or two flexible layers that add upside, clear time boundaries. It's about structure, not volume. So why stacking works when single sources don't? Stacking works because different work types behave differently. So for example, a steady hourly role provides consistency. Task-based work fills gaps. Project work boosts totals when available. Each layer compensates for the weaknesses of the others. That's why people who stack intentionally often earn more consistently. Stress less on slow days. Stop panicking when one source dips. The biggest stacking mistake people make. Here's the mistake. They stack low return work on top of low return work. That leads to more hours, same income, faster burnout. Effective stacking isn't about adding more work, it's about improving the quality mix of work. One strong base plus one smart add-on usually beats three weak sources. So how stacking relates to the $100 a day goal? Here's how stacking typically plays out in real life. Based income over $40 to 100, excuse me, to $60. Again, that's base income that covers $40 to $60. Flexible work adds 20 to $40. Occasional project work pushes days over $100. Not every day hits $100, but over time, the average rises. That's the difference between chasing a daily number and building sustainable rhythm. So, stacking is a transition strategy, not a forever plan. This is important. Stacking isn't meant to be permanent. It's often a bridge while you build skill, while you test platforms, while you stabilize income, while you look for higher leverage work. Understanding this prevents burnout and unrealistic expectations. And last but not least, in closing, here's our today's takeaway. $100 a day usually comes from intentional stacking, not one perfect job. When stacking is structured, it reduces risk, it smooths income, and it protects your energy. In the next video, we'll talk about why consistency matters more than the platform itself and how reliability quietly increases access to better work. If this helped anything with your situation, click and continue with the series. Go ahead and stay connected with us by liking, commenting, and subscribing to Tech Money Diaries, where we talk about real tech, real money, and real life. Until next episode, thank you for tuning in, and you all have a great one.